Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vero 2. I'm your presenter, Shabu Are You. This is a big question that I wanted to ask all the viewers. How do you feel about Star Wars today's collecting? What brought upon this is I'll be appearing in an upcoming YouTube channel, Felucia Outpost, discussing G.I. Joe and Star Wars, how G.I. Joe collecting has become what Star Wars used to be, and why a lot of people that are coming back into G.I. Joe are finding it a wonderful experience that hasn't been associated with Star Wars since Disney's acquisition and these terrible movies. The truth of the matter is this, and you'll hear it in that upcoming YouTube channel broadcast, is unfortunately everybody and their mother has jumped on to Star Wars. And even like people that are like stockbroker that only are into it because of money or monetary reasons and not the love of the entity and how much it had an impact in their life, have totally just dived into Star Wars, and I'm sorry, have destroyed it for me. From previous channels, and I have something about Solo and, the Star Wars going to the dark side with Disney's acquisition, I have kind of stopped collecting Star Wars. And I guess that whole thing with the Felucia Outpost and talking to the host of that has brought upon kind of like conflicting feelings. Naturally, I love Star Wars, like a lot of you do. And to see it, what it's become, literally breaks my heart. I mean, I never thought I'd have that feeling that I had when I was walking out of The Last Jedi. I was hurt and disappointed that that bozo Ryan Johnson destroyed something I love. It was like he was handed a golden egg and he I don't see any art, I don't see anything that came out of it. And what he did to Luke was a sin, in my opinion. Again, that's my opinion. But the last figure I purchased that had Star Wars and Disney attached to it, at one point this was the only one. And this is the Walmart exclusive Black Series Darth Vader. And I'm going to be honest, I'll bring it closer. This figure is phenomenal. I mean, I can't deny that this is probably one of the best Darth Vader figures up to date. Just the detailing, the look of it, it is a home run. And even though it has that Disney thing on it, I mean, I love Disney. And obviously I live in Florida, and Disney's right down the street from, well, not down the street, but it's like an hour away. And, my house is like a hotel with visitors coming from the north. Go to Disney, you come down here to relax and get away from the tourism. But the question is, if you're like me and you're so disappointed and hurt by what's happening from Star Wars that you've walked away and gone on to do other things, can you come back? And I found myself in that predicament not too long ago. I was at Walmart, and I know that just from listening to Toy Galaxy and Mike Mercy and all the other YouTubers that we all look up to and we all like to follow, even Retro Blasting as well, how certain figures in the Black Series are actually kind of tough to find because of the distribution problems that's plaguing Hasbro with Toys R Us folding. Not enough product or right product is going to the right places, and then that's why you have like 50 million Rays and freaking whatever Finns or whatever. And I feel bad for the actors that play those roles because they don't deserve the backlash. It's the writers and the creators that are putting them into that horrible spot, especially that Asian American girl who played Rose. I mean, that's just a sin, just to go after the poor girl. I can't, I don't agree with that, and I think a lot of you don't either. That's not her fault. But anyway, I came upon the number 70 Black Series of Han and the number 75 of Princess Leia and Hoth. This is the Bespin Han, and this is the Hoth Leia. And again, I'll do close-ups of it. But man, these are beautiful looking. And these and of course, with Carrie Fisher long gone, this is probably one of the best face sculpts I've seen on a Leia character. I've seen in a while. But again, going back to my question is, do you feel, and again, also think about go on Facebook, how many people are unloading Star Wars? Because it's so filled with Star Wars freaking toilet paper or whatever. I mean, it's just gone amok. And that's why, it's very, like, the few figures that are valuable are small, and you have to hunt them down because of all the reasons I said. But if that's your reason for collecting, aren't you in it for the wrong reasons? And I had to talk to myself. I'm like, I picked up the Leia one, and I'm like, that's Carrie Fisher, and that's what she looked like in the movies. And I fell in love with it. I bought it. I don't know how much it's worth. I don't give a damn. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever. I love Star Wars, and I love this figure. So that's why I picked it up. But it also got me thinking about other things, and how would you go about approaching it? If you don't know, Marvel has a whole bunch of, they have just gone insane with comic books. I have the very first issue of Darth Maul. In the retro room, I have a lot of issues of the Darth Vader comic book, and they're actually really good. I think Star Wars Comics is another YouTube channel. I recommend that. He does basically what I do for G.I. Joe, and he does comic recaps, and does a great job. I don't pick up every issue, but I get to catch up on all the adventures by listening to his channel at work. The Darth Maul is pretty good. I don't know where they are with this. I don't follow them continual like I do with G.I. Joe, and I think with the Catwoman is another one. Of course, here's Nori. Let me make sure she wants to say hi. I am not going to edit that out because she's cute. Maybe I should just scare her off with this Snake Eyes Susie. All right, so the question is, I've decided that I'm a collector and I love Star Wars, so I'm not going to be deterred by monetary stuff whatsoever. I actually decided to kind of refine my collecting criteria. I recently picked up the Slave Leia, and I saw that the Black Series one, such an iconic scene, Carrie Fisher's role, and because of the backlash of Star Wars, now is actually the time to resume your collecting. I got it under $10, Power of the Force, and I guess it's worth probably just about that or a little bit more, but who gives a crap? Princess Leia, the Power of the Force, slave outfit. This is my first Leia slave outfit, believe it or not. I also decided to look at some older stuff. This is from I only could pulled up a handful of stuff just to show. But this is a carbon copy of the 1981 Empire Strikes Back Vader figure. Again, with just the updated mold, because, it'd probably look more like, the original version of Vader from Star Wars in 1977. Also picking up loose Kenner figures from the vintage era. All this stuff, because of all the offloading of Star Wars stuff, it is a time to resume your collection of Star Wars if you're a real fan. A real fan, you don't care. Get the characters and things you love the most about the movie. These are your hard-earned dollars. Spend wisely, but remember what collecting is about. It's not the money. It's about your connection to that entity. So I think that's the blueprint that I'm going to follow. And damn it, no matter what, Disney's going to get your money. I mean, if they're so powerful that if the country shut down, you know, God forbid, I'm not saying anything like that, but Disney could run and survive on their own. But I wanted to do something on camera real quick because, you know, YouTube doesn't give me much time. I'm going to open the Bespin Han. Using, again, Craftsman. If you guys know. I also want to give a shout out to Ian's Display. Ian makes these display stands that I featured on my YouTube channel, and they're phenomenal, guys. Check them out on Facebook and just type in Ian's Displays. He even has a chronological list of characters, so you could get all the different versions of Han. Wow. And of course, the correct blaster. I mean, look at that. That's why I resumed my collecting, because these two, this is how they're supposed to look. This is how, when you close your eyes and you dream you're in there with the Falcon, these two show up. So, yeah. I think I'm back in. But again, I'm going to be careful. And I advise all of you the same thing. Follow your love, follow your heart. Be careful. Just do the research. You know, get what you like. Get what you think is the best. And if there's any, now's the best time to resume your collecting Star Wars. Well, anyway, this is Shabu Are You, signing off.